Number 15. Edity NL. A YouTuber by the name of Bas Wheeling claims to have hacked the teleprompter of a famous Dutch television program called Edity NL. Bas hacked into Edity's network and connected live to their auto cue. The auto cue is the text that anchors read live on camera. For example, in Anchorman, Ron Burgundy is known for reading everything that appears on the prompter. Bas used it to his advantage too, changing the text live while millions of Dutch viewers were looking on. The anchors were reporting about a fish fraud case that was going on in Holland, in which there were 26 convictions. But this isn't even the strangest story reported that night. Then, as the pair of anchors exchange barbs according to Bas's hacked input, one of the anchors calls attention to the fact that something is wrong with the auto cue. He calls out the person doing it and tells them to keep their hands to themselves. He doesn't seem too thrilled with the hack and secret teleprompter messages, but his female co-anchor does. Number 14. Fox News anonymous hack. In 2015, this video was posted to YouTube claiming hacktivists Anonymous hacked Fox News live on air during Dr. Jack Kevorkian's first live national TV interview. Static started breaking into the exclusive. Replacing the doctor in the right-hand viewfinder was an anonymous representative. Dear Fox News, he starts, it has come to our attention that you've been alienating the American people. He goes on to accuse Fox of promoting fear and bowing down to corporate America and covering up corporate corruption. Anonymous also accuses Fox of participating in an orchestrated attempt to misinform the general public. He takes a dig at Fox's claim to be fair and balanced, saying Fox is against the people. He tears down Fox's journalistic integrity, accusing it of being sacrificed to the dollar. Anonymous then claims to have been watching their corporate masters and that they know their secrets. They can no longer hide from Anonymous and the American people. The dollar cannot stop an idea whose time has come, Anonymous states. Fox then returns to its regularly scheduled programming as though nothing ever happened. Number 13. Johnson Ferry. Not all secret messages hidden in live broadcasts are super cryptic. It doesn't take a genius to break this code on WSB TV, for instance. Someone posted the secret message, "Don't get on Johnson Ferry, seriously don't." It seems that the warning was given for a reason, as Imgur user occasionally wrote, "I must have been one of the last people to cross the river." Apparently, everyone on that Imgur thread had a horrible time getting home that night, with someone claiming it took anywhere from 9 to 10 hours to get to their destination of a few miles. Yikes. Seems like you really wouldn't want to get on Johnson Ferry. Seriously, don't. Number 12. Swedish Rhapsody number 1. This entry is a number station. As Wikipedia defines it, a number station is a shortwave radio station characterized by broadcasts of formatted numbers, which are believed to be addressed to intelligence officers operating in foreign countries. Some are still going strong today. This station sounds innocent enough. After all, it's only a symphonic rhapsody composed in 1903, but the rhapsody put on its spy mask and became a frequent interval signal on a number station. In fact, the melody was being used by Polish intelligence by opening up a music box with Luxembourg polka playing. What type of intelligence was being exchanged hasn't been cracked, but the number station is still being monitored. The station uses a young girl's voice to transmit the messages. Swedish Rhapsody went off the air during flooding in Germany, which was unprecedented. Some suggest that this indicates that the station's staff or the transmitter must be located in Germany, but as long as the music box plays, we'll likely never know. Number 11. Fox News ticker hack. Yet another secret message scrolled out on Fox News. This footage was sent to Russian news agency Russia Today. This one was not so secret. The hack claims that we, the American people I presume, are being lied to and that right-wingers are knocking out unions and destroying the middle class. The hack goes on to say that America is the richest country in the world and twice as rich as China, while the American economy could beat out that of the entire European continent. The hack ends with claims that there will be an uprising and a fight, and that the truth will be spread. Well, this ticker hack is a start in spreading that news. While many believe the whole thing is a hoax, a YouTuber by the name of Unknown Revolver begs to differ. For those that have a hard time believing it is real, or it could possibly happen, these news tickers in NYC have been hacked several times. During protests like Occupy Wall Street, he writes, one ticker was hacked during a protest on a live stream, saying NYPD are disgusting pigs, so it's up for you to decide. Number 10. North Korean radio. Kim Jong-un has been accused of using North Korea's state radio station to broadcast number codes to his minion spies who are likely embedded in the West. The propaganda channel, Radio Pyongyang, went a bit off track in its continuous propaganda spewing last November 2016, when it began broadcasting messages that included number series and other nonsense. Just after midnight, the female radio host said, "We give review work in metal engineering to number 27 expedition agents," a phrase she said on at least one other occasion. The station isn't a stranger to cryptic codes. It's delivered at least 13 of them since June of 2016. The same host coded on the 4th of July. Now we'll begin a mathematics review assignment for members of the 27th Expeditionary Unit of the Distance Learning University. Turn to page 459, question 35, 913, question 55, 135, question 86. For some odd reason, most people believe Kim isn't really preparing his populace for an international math tournament. The coded numbers are likely to correspond to a reference book handed out to North Korean spies. Once they decipher these numbers, they know exactly what to do, but we have no idea what they're doing. Number 9. Another Fox News ticker hack. Anonymous seems to be accurate in their view that the goal of Fox News is to drum up fear, as this was scrolling in red text on their news ticker on 6th Avenue in New York City, although the tweet by Tim Burrows clarified that the preceding text had indicated that North Korea was saying this, and that it wasn't literally true, at least not yet anyway. The secret message does inject a subliminal message of fear into the minds and hearts of many. Number 8. The Attention Station. The Attention Station receives the award for being the first number station to be officially accused of being used in espionage.
5, 8, 2, 5, 3, 8, 2, 5, 4, 3.
In 1998, the WASP network of Cuban spies in America were all taken into custody and charged by the federal court with espionage. Prosecutors said that the spies had used shortwave receivers to receive number codes transmitted by the Attention Station. Then they entered these codes into a decryption program on their laptops. How did the prosecutors know this? Well, the FBI searched the apartment of one of the culprits and copied the program, thereafter using it to decode other Attention spy messages. Some of these decoded messages include: prioritize and continue to strengthen friendships with Joe and Dennis. Yikes, Joe and Dennis had better watch their backs. Another decoded message: under no circumstances should agents German nor Castor fly with BTTR or another organization on days 24, 25, 26, and 27. BTTR was Brothers to the Rescue, an airborne group who was against Castro. On March 8th one year, the message even congratulated female comrades for International Women's Day. In 2001, members of the WASP network were sentenced, with the most lenient term being 15 years and the harshest being 2 life sentences. Quite a price to pay for espionage. Number 7. Wyoming hack. During a live K2 news broadcast in Wyoming, the screen suddenly went static and then presidential candidate Mitt Romney appeared on screen, coded number 333-333-333 displayed with the message, "We present a special presentation, everything in gray, black, and white, with the text appearing inversely and upside down below." The video then claimed that viewers will see such pretty things. What follows isn't very pretty. 2 spooky images of grainy, close-up faces of taunting-looking men appear. The original message reappears, followed by the question, "Why do you hate?" Creepy music begins to enter into the picture, along with more heads, all sinister and making the viewer feel very uneasy. The hack claims that the viewer is ill and that hackers want to fix it. They can, because they have already seen what hides in your mind. The music is jarring and unsettling, and along with the continued images of close-up heads, will surely creep into your nightmares. The messages get more and more cryptic, with the messenger claiming that you could lose everything and that all things come at a price. The messages also become more creepy, as the viewer is told they can't hide forever, and that the messenger is standing at their door, before fading into static and back to the original programming. The sentence, "All good things," appears on the screen. While most of the hack was bogus, the last point is true. All good things must come to an end. Number 6. The Lincolnshire Poacher. This station was Cyprus-based, transmitting there in the mid-70s until all the way up to 2008. Music again served as the interval signal. This time, it was a few bars from the Lincolnshire Poacher, an old English folk song. So who is operating this number station? It is believed that the British Secret Intelligence Service were operating out of Cyprus. How do we know? Well, some say the certain antennas of a Royal Air Force base served as the station's transmitter. After the poacher played,
39715.
a British female voice, sounding like synthesized electronics, would read groups of numbers in fives, like 03699 for instance. The last number in the group was read in a high pitch. The poacher station operated in order to correspond to spies in various countries. The codes were then to be decoded. The final transmission on record was on the 29th of June 2008. Some suggest the poacher may have gone off air instead, relying on telephones and other communication methods. In fact, give a call to a certain registered phone number in Aldershot, and supposedly you'll hear the interval signal, followed by the sequence of 5 numbers. After this information was published, a message at this number said to use backup channel Romeo X-Ray 39, followed by end. Now, if only we had access to the backup channel, then we might be able to decode this mystery. Number 5. Fox News Hack 2. This Fox News hack apparently came as Trump reacted to the attacks in France back in 2016, as Greta Van Susteren speaks to some guy who's defending Trump's comments on the attack. He says, "This is the presidential candidate," and up pops an image of Elliot Alderson of the TV series Mr. Robot. Alderson, a young cybersecurity engineer who becomes part of a hacker group. While neither the hack nor the secret message behind it seems all that significant, this doesn't stop believers from seeing deeper into it. Some think Greta's subscription to Scientology might be the reason. Hacktivists targeted her show. Scientology is one of the mortal enemies of hacktivists. Could be, but seems a bit of a stretch. Number 4. The Pip. Broadcasted somewhere in southern Europe, radio listeners gave this shortwave radio station the name The Pip in English because it broadcasts brief regular beeps at about 50 a minute, all day every day. In Russia, which is believed to be its originator, it's called Kaplia, aka the drop. Sometimes a Russian voice breaks into the pips. The voice transmission often launches off with the code 8S1SHCH, which most believe is either the call sign or the station's real name. The station's owner has been hypothesized to be an Army District Communication Center, Acacia, by Radioscanner.ru. While the PIP's ultimate purpose remains unknown, it is believed to be just a cog in a network of a much bigger radio communication or control center. As mentioned, the buzzer and another sister station called the Squeaky Wheel are also believed to be cogs. The PIP and the Squeaky Wheel seem to be intimately tied, as whenever something's broadcast on the PIP, a message on the Squeaky Wheel soon follows. Some claim that you can hear the PIP beeping on in the background during one of the Squeaky Wheel's message transmissions. Number 3. HM01. It seems every nation on Earth is in on number stations. The frequency, 17,480 kilohertz, is believed to be a Cuban number station. The code is read in an electronic female Spanish-speaking voice, and the number sequences are provided in a series of 5 digits. There is often a long pause after the sequence is read, after which it's read again. A bell tone and an early 90s modem noise blast follows it. The sequence is repeated over and over like this for around 20 minutes. Static follows. Known as HM01, the shortwave number station is nicknamed Voice of the Girl. Naturally, most believe the Cuban Intelligence Directorate, known as the DI, is behind the station. HM01 continues to operate and is believed to be a sister station of Atención, which was an entry on this list. This station uses a one-time pad, a key that was previously shared and is tossed aside after one use. The pad isn't recycled, making the codes indecipherable by anyone who doesn't have the pad. Some believe that HM01 and the government-run radio station, Radio Havana, Cuba, are broadcasting from the same building, as the frequencies often mix. As the US and Cuban relations have started to warm, some wonder why the station is still in operation. Others think the political climate between nations doesn't matter. Spies are everywhere, and they always will be. Even friendly nations are all up in each other's business. Looks like HM01 won't be going away anytime soon. Number 2. Enigma, Station X. If you've seen The Imitation Game, you know some of the history of Enigma. If you haven't, go see it, it's really good. The codebreakers at the Government Code and Cipher School in Britain were trained to break the secret communications passed between the agents of the enemy. Also known as BP or Station X, the headquarters recruited those that could solve cryptic crossword puzzles in epic time, as their lateral thinking skills were much needed. Codebreaking efforts peaked in January 1945. At that point, around 10,000 people were working there, or in its other network stations, 75% of whom were women, and many of whom held degrees in engineering, physics, and math, and some of whom were bilingual. Perhaps the most famed of the codes broken involved the German Enigma and Lorenz ciphers. In theory, they should have been unbreakable, but a lack of discipline from German personnel, along with failures in their cryptographic procedures, made them vulnerable to decoding, which is just what those at Bletchley Park did. If Germany had known Bletchley was having any success, they could have easily altered their procedures, but thankfully they didn't. The secret was kept amongst staff, with a security warning posted on campus that stated, "Do not talk at meals, do not talk in the transport, do not talk traveling, do not talk in the billet, do not talk by your own fireside, be careful even in your hut." One of the most successful cryptologists at Bletchley was Alan Turing. He created a technique which was used to decode the Lorenz cipher messages that a new German secret writer machine created. It involved wheel breaking so that the cam settings could be figured out and codes could be deciphered fast and with precision. Without these top coders and their efforts, many historians believe the outcome would have been significantly altered. Before we get to number 1, my name is Chills and I hope you're enjoying my narration. If you're curious about what I look like in real life, then go to my Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT and tap that follow button to find out. I'm currently doing a super poll on my Instagram. If you believe ghosts are real, then go to my most recent photo and tap the like button. If you don't, DM me saying why. When you're done, come right back to this video to find out the number 1 entry. Also, follow me on Twitter at YTChills because that's where I post video updates. It's a proven fact that generosity makes you a happier person. So if you're generous enough to hit that subscribe button and the bell beside it, then thank you. This way you'll be notified of the new videos we upload every Tuesday and Saturday. Number 1. The Captive News Report. Taking over a news station with a list of demands seems like an impossible challenge, but that's exactly what happened in this entry. In Phoenix, Arizona on May 28, 1983, this KOOL TV broadcast had a very sudden change of plans when Joe Gwynn barged into the studio armed with demands. Anchorman Bill Close thought it was a joke until Gwynn fired a shot in the air. He took a production assistant and camera woman captive and demanded to be put on the air. This continued for almost 5 hours until the station owner agreed to his demands. To save his employees' lives, in a sealed room, Gwynn kept his piece pointed at the anchorman's stomach as he read Gwynn's 12-page statement, written by hand. He thought the message had to get out to save the world, the anchorman later said. After another confrontation, the two were put on air for the whole area to watch. Anchorman Bill Close read the statement for 20 minutes as Gwynn sat in silence. Afterwards, Gwynn let the anchorman go, and the police promptly took him into custody. Thanks for checking out this video. Be sure to subscribe because we upload new countdowns every Tuesday and Saturday. Or if you're still not convinced, here are some of our other videos that I think you'd like. Enjoy!